Hey guys, True Cullen here. What up? Today, we're going to be reading Chapter 4 of Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku. PM in Discord, oh god. Why don't you guys just... There's so many admins on that server, there's so many mods. Just kick whatever's playing the song out of the goddamn thing. But yeah, what's up guys? We're here for some more Mahou Iku. I see a lot of people saying yo, so I guess this is working. Glad to see that that is going ahead. Wow, we are way above stream limit. Jesus, this should be fun. This is only a 20-page one as well. So I am sorry that this one was late. People really wanted to do the Kotatsu today, and I was like, could we do that late? And they were like, no. And I was like, fine, I'll delay this. We're lucky it's only 20 pages. So yeah, I hope the music is at the right stage and everything. I hope it's not too loud or too quiet, whichever way. We're going to be jumping straight into this one. Thank you guys for joining me. As usual... Oh, wow, you do not need to make that sound, VOC. What the fuck? Please don't do that again. As usual, Maverick Alpha has done the artwork for this. And my god, does it look adorable? Yes, it goddamn well does. Hardcore Alice coming out of a grave. Which reminds me, we've gotten quite far into this. Our poor girl, La Pucelle, is already dead. And yes, I will forever call her a girl. Yo, guys. We're going to jump in. I knew it wasn't 10:30. Yeah, I did that by accident. Chapter 4. Night of the Magical Girls. La Pucelle is dead. This week, there were no eliminations. The cause of death wasn't a big problem. I should probably have some non-gentle music for this, actually. Just suddenly realized this is surprisingly happy for, oh my god, she's so dead and shit. Let's go with this playlist. Oh my god, fun times. Anyway, if someone died, then there would be no eliminations. If someone was killed, then there wouldn't be an elimination. If they wanted to live, then they had to kill someone. That's what she thought. Eventually everyone would think the same. That went well. Yep. This time I decided to use the social games as a way to attract youngsters. Pawn. Oh, it's Pawn. My bad. Tragic, I know. Time was throwing off everyone. This time I decided to use social games as a way to attract youngsters, Pawn. Thanks to that, we've got lots of people gathered. Most of them pretty young. Since there's so many youngsters, they should still have some energy in their blood, Pawn. Oh, that's creepy to hear, Jesus. It was Fav's idea to use social games. In other words, he'd like to say that it was all his idea. It's been a long time since Cranberry first met Fav, but such ideas would never reach her mind. She was sure that even Fav thought Cranberry was a little annoying too. That was the kind of colleague relationship they had. Cranberry laid down in her bed and operated her magical phone. On the starting screen of Magical Girl Raising Project, she saw a purchase item screen, where new items had been added. The 4-dimensional bag! Its size was one that you could easily carry by yourself. No matter how big or heavy an object is, they could fit right inside of it. Thanks to it being 4-dimensional, there's an infinite amount of items that you could fit inside. The invisibility cloak, the weapon. A weapon that you could add to your avatar's costume. Even against a magical girl's strength, it won't break. You're able to choose the type of weapon you want from the list. I didn't know that. I thought it always came out as a spear. That's kind of sick. Ozo is throwing a fit. Oh god. I don't know why people are so angry right now. Healing medicine. Medicine that can help you maximize the body's endurance. Doesn't heal injuries, so don't get the wrong idea. If you overdose, it could be lethal to your body. Lucky Rabbit's Foot. When you're in a big pinch, lucky things will happen to you. It's up to you whether you could be saved from that pinch you have, so don't expect too much. Huh. I don't even remember what the Rabbit's Foot actually did. That would be an interesting surprise for me. There were a total of 5 downloadable items. None of these items were common in the land of magic. However, they said that to use them, there was a price to be paid. With the items, the death game will become more extreme. By making the price irreplaceable, it would also prevent any magical girls from retreating. That's what Fav proudly said to her. Cranberry spoke to her magical phone. Fav? Yes, master. You got a question, Pawn? The black and white sphere with butterfly wings from its back faded from the edges of the screen. If we use these items, aren't we blurring our original purpose of finding the strongest magical girl? Depending on these items, the weak may overtake the strong. On the battlefield, strong men often make mistakes, Pawn. The candies, your secret identity, those rules were designed so that they could make even more mistakes there, Pawn. If they die because of those mistakes, then they weren't that strong to begin with, Pawn. Valve flipped vertically once. Ribbons began spreading around. Magical girls aren't just people who use magic, Pawn. God damn it, I don't know who's speaking most of the time. Why light novels? Where? The land of magic does that all the time. The ones chosen on normal selection tests aren't the real deal, Pawn. These girls have to be heroes, Pawn. If they die because of an unexpected thing like adding items, then what kind of heroes are they, Pawn? Only side characters dies like that, Pawn. Valve's mouth on the screen was slightly distorted. Looked like he was smiling even more than usual. That's nice and fucked up. Ugh. Hey, Master, aren't you satisfied that you could fight someone strong? You don't like conventional selection tests where the strong may not win, right? That's why this is okay. Someone who can only survive from the kindness of their heart will only be killed by the real heroes. When Valve said that, this was good. He twirled around the air again, now returning to his original expressionless face. That's my 2 cents, Pawn. Is that so? You've got your wish, Master, to fight with full power. As long as you also help my wish of wanting to see something exciting, Pawn. That was our agreement, Pawn. Am I also a spectacle to you? What do you think? Valve laughed without changing his expression. Man, he was a lot creepier in the goddamn book. He was not all expressionless in the anime. He was always smiley and shit. Valve isn't wrong. Seriously? I mean, he isn't wrong. She wants to be the strongest, so I mean, even with them having those items, I mean, she could buy them if she wants to as well. Just makes things more exciting. Didn't the rabbit's foot let Snow White save people at the end in the anime? See, that's the thing. I just don't remember what it did back then. So it's got to be exciting for me. I do remember she gets given it by Alice. So, these items, are they free? Magical Girl Raising Project is free of charge. No money is ever required, Pawn. So, what are these numbers below the items? The bag costs 10, the cloak 25, the weapon costs 5, the medicine costs 3, and the rabbit's foot costs 6. Those are price numbers, but I never said they were money, Pawn. I fucking love Fav. He's such a dick. Then what am I paying? Your life, Pawn. You lose 10 years of your life for the bag, 25 for the cloak, and so on. In order for powerful magical items like these to be created, it's necessary to sacrifice a bit of your lifespan, Pawn. Still, since your magical skill isn't suitable for battle, Snow White, think of these as remedial measures, Pawn. It's a way to fill the gap difference between different magical girls, Pawn. Compared to the circumstances you're in right now, I'd say it's trivial to sacrifice a bit of your lifespan, Pawn. Oh, man. Snow White was leaning behind a block fence, squirming. There were drunkards and stray dogs in these back alleys. She felt a loneliness, like she was the only person in the world right now. She came here to find a place where no one could find her, because right now Snow White had nobody anymore. She rubbed the sweat on her forehead with the back of her hand. She must look terrible. According to the news, Sota Kishibe had died in a traffic accident. Snow White attended the funeral as Koyuki Himikawa. It was a closed casket funeral, so she couldn't see Sota's body. That probably for the better. Ugh, Cranberry did not go gentle on him. That said, his body was damaged beyond recognition. They found the runaway vehicle that hit Soda in a parking lot nearby. Stolen vehicle, the driver hadn't been found yet. Snow White wiped her eyes. Plenty of tears came afterwards. She thought the tears that she had when La Pucelle was gone had stopped, but it continued to flow. It did so whenever she thought about La Pucelle. The tears spread and poured down. So-chan. Valve has facial expressions? How does that work? Right? Apparently he just smiles more intensely and shit. In the anime, he just had like a little tiny smile most of the time. It's awful, but he's not wrong. He has a good point. Just because he isn't correct, that doesn't mean he isn't right. He's just a dick, man. Cranberry is just Valve's pawn in the whole game. Oh, Veridan. I feel like if I had moderators, they'd have probably timed you out for the badness of that pun, bro. It's amazing, though. I like dad jokes. The day she first spoke to him on the tower, the day she was saved when other magical girls attacked her, the day he promised to be her sword, the day he taught her his magical skill, the day he told her his secret and he didn't tell anyone else, the day he rescued children from a runaway car. I just moved on instinct, he said, a little embarrassed. That incident was posted on the Magical Girl Sightings website. The day they looked at it happily. The day that they'd argue about magical girls in manga or anime. The day when they were young and lined up to watch the latest Magical Girl anime. To become a magical girl in the future, she remembered him looking quite envious. That Koyuki when she said that. As a boy, he was so proud that he was able to become the magical girl Lapusao. The same Sota who always went to school while kicking his soccer ball. His mother, losing her son in middle school, cried endlessly during the funeral. The warmth that she felt when he hugged her, the warmth inside of her chest. Her memories were playing back, out of order. Everything was floating one by one and disappearing just as fast. She can't go on like this. This isn't good. Even though she knew, Koyuki's heart didn't want to move on. So-chan. So-chan. If you keep crying and crying, no one's gonna feel sorry for you, Pawn. God damn it, I love Fav, man. Best boy. Because her magical phone was rolling on the ground with the screen facing down, Fav's voice was more muffled than usual. It's as if he was talking from somewhere else entirely. Do you think someone will come to you if you just keep on crying, Pawn? Do you want to waste Lapusao's sacrifice, Pawn? Fuck. He's really digging in, man. The word sacrifice weighed heavily on her heart. The culprit that killed him hadn't been caught. Was he even killed by a human? Snow White knew she was thinking terrible thoughts, but she couldn't deny that there was a possibility. Did a magical girl kill him? Were there magical girls who were willing to kill other magical girls in the city? If that kind of magical girl were to buy these items. You should be happy for Lapusao's sake, Pawn. Choose your items with courage, Pawn. Snow White slowly reached for her magical phone. Looking at the item selection screen, 5 items arranged side by side. Below them were numbers. Lifespan. She was sweating immensely. Her breathing became rough. She breathed out of her mouth and took a deep breath. She didn't make a sound in this alley. The ground felt like it was shaking loose. Was it her imagination, or was the ground really shaking? Not even Snow White knew now. If she bought the items, she loses her lifespan. The shortest is 3 years. The longest is 25 years. That's a long fucking time, man. I wouldn't be doing that shit. What would Lapusao do? Snow White, with trembling fingers, clicked on the purchase button. The invisibility cloak would take 25 years off of her life. If she had this, she could escape if she was attacked. Probably. Sold out. Sold out? She saw characters that spelled out sold out on screen. Snow White chose another item. They were also sold out. No matter what item she clicked, they were all sold out. Ah, like I said, Pawn, first come, first served. Magical phone dropped and bounced off the ground, rolling, hitting a garbage can behind a restaurant, making a loud noise. So, what are you going to do now? Father asked Snow White. But the words didn't pass through Snow White's head. Snow White just continued to stare at her right hand, now empty with no magical phone. Oh, God, that would feel so bad, man. Knowing your enemies had them. Oh! Later, Veridad, have a good night, man. How many magical girls does it take to screw in a light bulb? 16, 2 to do it, and 14 to die in really horrible ways. Fuck! I don't know, man. Sister Mary. She's pretty much up there. She could just grab it. Anyway. The weapon, the invisibility cloak, the healing medicine. Oh, it's these guys. Awesome. Where's their playlist? Did I save it as Swim Swim? Nah, I'll just use Rule as 1. Swim Swim, Tama, and the Peaky Angels bought these just now. All of them paid the price required, but when they went to buy the rabbit's foot and the 4D bag, they were already sold out. We should have bought it sooner. Easy for you to say, sis. The moment the downloaded items came on sale, the Peaky Angels were the first to receive the news. Then the 4 of them gathered at the temple. They heard what the price was for buying the items directly from Fav. Swim Swim bought the cloak. Tama bought the weapon. The Peaky Angels bought the medicine. Since the Peaky Angels were reluctant to pay a high price for their lifespan, Swim Swim chose to purchase the cloak herself. As a leader, she showed initiative, shortening 25 years of her own life. How many people could she have met in that amount of time? Since Swim Swim said, this was necessary, she managed to persuade the other 3 to do the same. Regarding the medicine, the Peaky Angels played rock, paper, scissors, and the loser, Yuneo, paid her lifespan. Oh, that's fucked. I didn't even think about the twins sharing an item. One of them still had to do it. Jesus. Pon sounds to be loving it. Yeah, he does, man. You know he's gotta love it. They only really half believed Fav's explanation that they'd lose their lifespan. But when they purchased the items, they were fully convinced. When they clicked purchase, a shivering sensation rang across the back of their spine. They stepped backwards, then it happened. Afterwards, they felt only coldness. Tama asked a question. Swim-chan, aren't you afraid of dying 25 years earlier? I am. You are? Then why? Because I'm the leader. This was necessary. As usual, Swim Swim acted like Swim Swim. No fear or hesitation. You couldn't have thought that Swim Swim would so easily give away 25 years of her life. But that's Swim Swim for you. What would Ruler have said? What would Ruler have done? If Tama looked at Ruler, she always thought what Ruler would have done. God damn it, VLC. Sometimes Ruler even taught her how to live as a magical girl. Sometimes she would teach her things as other people would rather throw her off to the side. Kindergarten, elementary, middle school. That's what always happened. Did a teacher ever give up on her? Before she even finished teaching her grade, her teacher moved to an upper grade level. Ruler never abandoned Tama. She did remember her shouting at her whenever she did something bad, calling her names, sometimes abusing her. But still, Ruler would always forgive Tama in the end. Even if Ruler would kick her away whenever Tama decided to rub himself on her feet. So long as she wasn't thrown to the streets, Tama was fine with it. Why the fuck was she rubbing herself on her feet? Like an actual dog. God damn it, Tama, you're better than this. Too damn adorable. When Ruler gave her a collar, she felt happy and ran around the temple. Oh, quiet down, shouted Ruler. She thought Swim Swim was similar to Ruler. However, Tama didn't mention anything about Swim Swim's plan to eliminate Ruler. Is it like a joke, or was there some deeper meaning behind it? Either way, the coup d'etat succeeded. Ruler died and Swim Swim became their new leader. Despite the plans being laid out, Tama didn't understand the full meaning of that plan. That's why she never complained. There was nothing she could do, not even now. Wow, awesome! Magic cool! So sharp and stabby. I wouldn't want to get cut by this. Swim Swim's weapon, although resembling a naginata, the blade didn't look like a naginata's blade. Instead, it was edged almost like a machete. God damn, that was a nice weapon, man. The length of the handle was 1 meter. The blade length was around 30 cm. The two angels praised it, but they were wrong. As a weapon, it was unstable and unbalanced. Why were those two even praising it in the first place? Because they're arse kissers, man! Ruler is so much better here. She really freaking is, man. Ruler's like... I mean, they did show that Ruler never gave up on Tama later on in the anime, but it took so much later from this. In the books, they showed straight away how good of a Ruler actually was. Where she acted like a bitch, but she definitely did take the time to educate all of her group. She was even willing to try the 25-year weapon. That's the thing, man. That's what I like about Swim Swim. She straight away bought the 25-year thing, and then didn't even keep it. She gave it to somebody else and took the weapon instead. What you gonna name it? What cool name are you gonna give it? Swim Swim opened her mouth, thinking for a while, then she said one word. Ruler. She murmured it, naming the weapon after the name of their former leader. Tama and the Peaky Angels, without hesitation, watched the weapon. The weapon was reflecting and shining the light on the two angels' halo. Swim Swim proposed to share the items among the group. Finally, the cloak was given to Tama, the weapon to Swim Swim, and the medicine to the Peaky Angels. Even though Swim Swim paid the most expensive price, she chose to use the cheap weapon. That was what Swim Swim wanted. No one complained about it. But Tama did ask her a question. Why don't you want to use the most expensive item? Because this weapon best fits my magical skill. That cloak fits your magical skill. That was her reason. The Peaky Angels are on hold. She added that too. Tama wondered what she meant. How could an invisible cloak fit her magical skill? Swim Swim didn't answer. However, Tama somehow understood that the weapon did fit Swim Swim's magical skill. Swim Swim looked like someone who could wield a weapon. Swim Swim's a beast, man! Swim Swim saw the look of worry on Tama's face. She petted her head as if to say, there, there. If it was Ruler, she'd probably just scold her and say, you fool. Sometimes Tama didn't know which is better. Maybe this time she will. Everyone noticed it. Even Tama, who was usually very slow, had noticed it. Of course, everyone else would as well. Lapusel died in an accident, and there were no eliminations that week. Then new items were added. These items felt like they were meant to be used for something other than saving people. Swim Swim and the Peaky Angels were motivated. What were they even motivated for? Tama shuddered. We'll be set into the killing game now, man. I fucking love it. Oh, God. Roller is so much better here. She really is. Long-haired carpets, an ebony desk, all surrounded with complex patterns. A black leather sofa, a glittering chandelier, simple watercolor decorations. A three-pronged coat hanger, silver honey-colored candles shining dully on the table. In addition to these furnishings, there was a pillar and the flooring oozed quality. This was the club's VIP room, and she looked around it. I knew this had to be Calamity Mary. Just from that description of the place, I was like, this is where the Yakuza were chilling, right? Can't be anybody else in that cool of an area. Although there was no shortage of bad rumors on Calamity Mary, one of those rumors was that she was tied to the Yakuza. To get to this building, one had to enter through the back door without meeting face to face with other customers. All wearing black clothing, she smoothly passed through the rooms. Some of these looked like they should be different sentences. Now she knew where the rumors came from. The magical girl Magicaloid 44 had a large jetpack attached to her backpack. She had equipped herself with a weapon rack. On her head were cameras made out of flashlight material. On her legs were small boosters for posture control. The texture on her skin was steel and had the strength of magicalium alloy. Or so they say. According to her background, setting as a robot magical girl. If other magical girls looked like cosplayers, Magicaloid 44 was a machine that looked human. However, even if the clerk at the register gave a surprised voice, he never really pointed at her. He just had a stern look on his face. You certainly taught them well, senpai. Is this Mary? This is Mary. Flattery will get you nowhere. Calamity Mary took the baccarat glass and poured an amber liquid down her throat. Her legs were spread and she was laying down on the sofa, styled like a true Western gunman girl. Gunman girl? Earlier this month, she remembered that the Magical Girl summary site posted Calamity Mary's warehouse raid incident. It was an incident where she raided the local mafia's hideout. Instead of executing it on her own, it was said that Calamity Mary was hired by someone, which seemed more natural. Calamity Mary was someone who would do whatever's most convenient for herself. For example, drinking luxurious sake at a prestigious store even if she wasn't allowed. She'd do it anyway, and no complaints passed through. But she's all about that Jack Daniels, man! I love the Cowboy Mary much. I know. Calamity Mary is a beast! I heard new items are for sale. And have you bought any of them yet? I have not, for we must pay with our lifespan. That was the truth. She wouldn't dare lie to Calamity Mary. God damn it, I never know who's talking. Yeah, I know. I bought the bag. It's convenient and useful. How enviable. How many times has she done this now? Calamity Mary filled her glass with more amber liquid. She drank it all again while Magicaloid simply sighed on the outside. She was amazed on the inside. Poison can never pass through magical girls. Their physical bodies are always in top shape, so obviously alcohol won't make them drunk. Yet Calamity Mary still drank them. Was it a habit from her human self? Or just how she chose to portray her magical girl? By the way, Mentor, there's something I'd like to ask of you. You want to pair up with me, don't you? Yes, as I said through the magical phone. The Purcell died and no one was eliminated this week. Meaning if someone died, then they wouldn't need to collect candies. Killing people is much quicker than collecting candies. And there would be other magical girls who would think the same. If so, Magicaloid thought it was better to move now than to wait. Can I just say how much I don't like Magicaloid? I love Calamity Mary. Magicaloid is just so scheming, man. I actually hate Magicaloid more than Swim Swim. Ugh. Swim Swim's team of 4. Top Speed and Ripple, Sister Nana and Winter Prison. There were plenty of magical girls who had assembled into teams. Now, independent action would be dangerous. Currently Snow White, the forest musician Clamberry, and Calamity Mary were independent. Oh, and the new magical girl too. Among them, Magicaloid 44 only had connections with Calamity Mary. Plus she was the most dependable fighting partner when it came to strength. I could be of use to you as well. In order to survive, I would like to combine our powers. Ah, is that so? Calamity Mary stopped drinking. She looked at Magicaloid 44's eyes. She was evaluating her, trying to see if she was lying. Magicaloid's eyes looked empty. There was no sound that leaked out from the outside of the room, and since the room didn't even have a clock, it was surrounded with full silence. The ice cubes inside the glass began to clink with each other. God damn, Calamity Mary, though. I don't know why she aged herself down, though. She should have stayed, like, in her 30s. The young teenage look does not suit her. Looked better in the anime. You know what I like about you? You'd kill people in their sleep if you had the chance. There's no way I could harm you, Mentor. She's damn well right about that, too. She'd do whatever she could to make it easy. Not today. Maybe not tomorrow, but what about the day after tomorrow? Or after that? Pardon? It was very doubtful of her whether to trust the smile that appeared on Calamity Mary's face. Her tongue lipping her lips. Calamity Mary had accurately examined her. Magicaloid 44's magical skill changes every day. Oh wow, my internet's cutting out. That's rare for this. It's never done that on YouTube before. Okay, I'm hoping it will correct itself. I'm going to keep going. Let me know if it's getting really glitchy. If it starts to buffer. She had a bag with a total of 44,444,444 items from the future that she could grab once every day. But it was random. It could only be used on that day. The day she took out a weapon rack. If she somehow pulled out a powerful item from the future, she wouldn't need to team up. She could just pull out something powerful, she could survive on her own. However, since she had to rely on the daily rules, she wouldn't even know what she's going to get. Debris removal device or insect gender revealer? What's she supposed to do with that? Seriously, man, that's so useless. It was supposed to be useful items from the future, right? These weren't useful at all. Sometimes she gets really good items, but then she just gets the worst ones too. Although if at some point they do create an insect gender revealing device, that'd be fucking impressive, man. Rule is far too stubborn and Nana's too soft. Winter Prison and Clanberry wouldn't kill each other. Snow White's a sitting duck. Calamity Mary reviewed each of the magical girls. At least Magicaloid 44 seemed to somehow have persuasion over her. She was a girl who didn't really feel too smart or had much of a reason to be here. And what about me, Magicaloid 44? After you pass my test, I'll let you watch my back. Test? Kill someone. Magicaloid 44 wondered what Mary was thinking. Joy slowly spread across Mary's face. She's thinking, fuck yeah, ultimate despair, guys. Seriously, her and Junko would have had so much fun together. Oh, don't worry. If you manage to return after killing someone, you can just stay here and mourn for the massive slaughter to come. Damn! Such a beast, man. Such a beast. Who are these going to be? Ripple. Okay, I'm going to change the music up. I think we've had enough of that one. How about this one? That might be too soft for right now, but I'll go with it. Road signs. At the base, concrete supporting them. When she threw her kunai at them, they cut through like melted butter, and they were disconnected one by one. Soon, Ripple cut down 3 road signs. She threw each of those signs, which she turned to scrap, into a basket. When she threw the signs, no matter what angle she threw it at, it seemed to be sucked unnaturally towards the basket. Her magical skill of always hitting with your shuriken seemed to extend to any object she threw. She wasn't doing anything too stylish. Wasn't her full name Magicaloid 44? Yeah. 44. You mean 40. Did I do something wrong? I don't remember doing something wrong. My bad if I did. They were road signs that were no longer being used anymore. She figured that it's best to take them down. 3 of them. The residents have sent pleas to remove them for about a month now. The department in charge was in a considerably awkward situation. They unintentionally wasted time until they could figure out what to do. Meanwhile, the residents continued to complain about these 3 abandoned road signs. Tonight, the 2 magical girls would take care of that problem. What a random job to do, man. After that, they'd burn it in a garage disposal site to complete their mission. In the morning, someone will probably find it and clean it up. Probably even earn around 100 candies per person. Earning candies was also in line with their labor efforts. Okay, you ready? Hop in on back. Wait. For what? No, not weights. Isn't it too heavy? Oh, don't worry about that. It's not that heavy at all. No problemo. God, I miss top speed, man. Basket with all the road signs was directly connected into Top Speed's rapid swallow. If you counted the basket with the road signs, how many people can her broomstick even support? Ripple was worried it will even fly. Top Speed, Ripple in the basket, the broomstick flew with these three in tow. Well, okay, looks like our speed's dropped a bit. Guess it is a little heavy, but it's not a problem. I wasn't expecting that, but oh well. Ripple clicked her tongue. Certainly, the speed of her broomstick was slower than usual. However, Top Speed didn't seem to be frustrated about that. She could see immediately that the broom was slower. Ripple had already gotten used to Top Speed's back seat. Pair was already a perfect team. Even the summary site recognized these two as a team. Ripple clicked her tongue, gripping both of her arms as Top Speed as she turned around. Why so down? Nothing. I know, we didn't get any of those items, but remember, none of them is worth throwing away your lifespan. When Ripple found out about those items, it was already sold out. Top Speed said the same thing when she contacted her. You don't need any of those items at all. Don't even worry about it. For Ripple, as long as she had her partner, it'd be okay. As long as her partner was reliable. Oh, Ripple's getting so cute, man. She's starting to really trust Top Speed. Oh, wait, no. Top Speed was not reliable. My bad. She lowered her head down to Calamity Mary, kissing her ass the whole time. She didn't even get any of the items. Was she going to be useful to her as a partner? Ripple always worried about that. Without the items, we could get killed. By who? Oh, they're magical girls. No, we won't. If someone tried to kill us, we'd just run away. I'll just pick you up, Ripple, then whoosh! We'll fly right out to the sky. And then he'll be able to chase us. There are other magical girls. They could fly too. Like those angels. Peaky Angels and Magicaloid 44 can only fly right. But listen here, Ripple. I'm faster than anyone that can fly up high. No other magical girl can chase me. Top Speed placed her hands on her hat, pulling it down. Ripple couldn't tell what kind of expression she had from behind. Her tone of voice was rather light. I'm not looking to be the strongest out there. I'm going to run away so I can be a magical girl. Because I'm not dying yet. I just need to live for 6 more months. 6 months. 6 months. Always with those 6 months. Ripple quietly questioned to herself on why she needed 6 months so badly. She's yet to give her a satisfying answer. Can't she just tell her already? Under the moonlight, the broom carrying the two magical girls flew away. Ah, man. I love Ripple and Thing together. Top Speed. Top Speed. Perfect mama, man. Oh, it's cool, Ed Monster. Have a good night. Ripple's already gotten used to Top Speed's back seat, if you know what it means. God damn, man. Ripple is too good for this world. Ripple is adorable, but Top Speed is too damn good for this world. Top Speed is pure love, man. Pure love. I thought I had an Alice playlist. There was on one within these back alleys. Snow White turned around suddenly. Every small noise kept Snow White on edge. As she was afraid, something sounded like it dropped on the asphalt ground. Was it her imagination? La Pucelle was gone, so no one else would think she mattered, even if she wanted to. No one should be coming for her. She's had those thoughts repeated every day. There's no one to watch her back anymore. She was well aware that her nerves were on high alert. Even though she was aware, there was nothing she could do. It was still so frightening to keep still. Snow White ran. She ran across the back alley. The moonlight created large shadows. She ran to the shades where the light didn't hit. When she ran across the third corner, she heard a sound from behind her. It was a continuous tapping sound on the concrete. When Snow White stopped, the sound also stopped. Footsteps. The hair on her skin rose. She looked back. Here staring at her with eyes as if piercing through her towards the wall was a magical girl she's never seen before. Puffy sleeved apron dress, socks, shoes, drawers, ribbons on her headband. Like Alice in Wonderland, but in black. The only thing she had was an eerie white rabbit doll. The attitude she displayed was like a predator who finally found her prey. Finally, I found you. In the depths of her eyes, Snow White could see joy. The edges of the girl's lips curled up steadily. Snow White couldn't move. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, she came closer. Her distance was about 5 meters. Snow White tried to stop her knees from trembling. The magical girl stopped walking after 4 steps. God damn it, I love Alice, man! No one's sorry for the type. Top feed is good for the universe. Oh, my bad, Maverick. I should have. I just couldn't figure out what that one was supposed to be. But yeah, that's awesome. Many girls are too good for this world. That's why most of them died. Yeah, the difference of cinnamon. I love how Rurika Ando's here as well. The ultimate defense mechanism. People hated her, man. Black Alice tilted her head, the angle gradually getting sharper and sharper. And then, thump. Her head fell off. What the fuck? I don't remember that being a thing. From the sliced piece of her neck, the smell of blood filled the air as it spurted out. Okay, no, I remember that. Snow White could see her bones jutting out of the stump. Shortly, after one blink, the violently gushing blood dyed Snow White all red. Fuck. It's got real, man. The headless magical girl got down to her knees and slumped down to the ground in front of her. Snow White had no idea what was happening. While the Black Alice was spewing blood, her eyes were wide open, staring at the corpse without blinking. Well, looks like I've rescued you. There was a robot behind the corpse of the Black Alice. Her shoes were dirty with blood as she stepped over the corpse. The blood spewing out of her neck created a blood pool, as she stood in front of Snow White, making splashing noises in the blood puddle. We've met before in the chats. I'm Magicaloid 44. The girl before her was a robot. The texture of her skin looked like it was made of plastic. Her back, her feet, her entire body felt mechanical. Still, her body parts had patterns that made her look like a magical girl. She had a red backpack on her back, like a school bag owned by an elementary schooler. Just a little more like this. I felt nausea building up, like being wrapped up in chills. Thought that I would at least feel some sense of ecstasy or an aversion to death. Her face was blank, but her voice sounded something fancy. This is the first time I've killed a person. First time I've killed a magical girl. Doesn't even feel fun. I cannot understand why Calamity Mary loves killing so much. So Magicaloid 44 is fucking terrifying, man. I don't give a shit, yo. The way she calmly talks about death. The fact that she was looking forward and hoping, just hoping, that she'd feel ecstasy after killing someone the same way Mary does. She's so terrifying. Magicaloid stretched her hand forward. Snow White sat down. Can you see it? These thin threads on my fingers? Invisible, right? This was today's special item, so I'm glad I could use it. Something thin was reflecting the light of the moonlight. However, she didn't know exactly what it was. Magicaloid 44 swung her right hand. Without a sound, the wall to her right split apart into 5 slices. Snow White gasped. I think it would have been fine if you died as well. Magicaloid kicked the head on her feet. The kicked head rolled towards Snow White's feet. Fuck. When Snow White's feet touched it, Snow White imagined what would happen if that was her own head. Her own head falling on the ground. Rolling on the ground. I thought that somebody else might have killed you. Well, I guess it's time to say goodbye. Really is no reason for you to live. Killing 2 people is better for Calamity Mary. Thought I would feel bad, but I didn't, so it's fine. But, well, should not think too hard. Farewell. Magicaloid 44 swung her right hand. At the same time, there was a loud noise. Oh, yeah, son. Let's go with... I don't really get to use my battle playlist too much, so let's do that. Magicaloid 44 looked at her chest as she raised her right hand. There was an arm stretching out through her chest. Somebody had pierced her chest from her back. Giggity. Even though she couldn't believe it, Magicaloid 44 watched as the hand protruded through her chest. The owner of that hand stood up, standing on her own blood pool. Snow White was completely covered in blood. Now there were more red parts on Snow White than there were white parts. This was too much. Snow White wouldn't endure it any longer. She screamed from the back of her throat. A hand pierced through Magicaloid 44, throwing her body away. It was the Black Alice who lost her head before. She was still headless. Her actual head was at Snow White's feet, staring at her. Snow White woke up with a scream. She jumped up suddenly. Her whole body was wet with sweat. Her pajamas smelled stinky and disgusting. Not just her pajamas, but her bedsheets and blanket were also moist. Ugh, I hate that word, man. Koyuki, something wrong? Koyuki replied to the voice of her mother downstairs. I'm okay. Was it a dream? She wanted to think it was a dream, but there was so much sense of reality in that dream. It was impossible to have just imagined that. Koyuki saw something she gripped on her right hand. She was holding a white, fluffy rabbit's foot. Oh man, I fucking love it. I fucking love Alice, and I love Fav. Everyone seems to be mastering their items, Pawn. Good job, Pawn. But, since no one really shows up live for the chats anymore, I don't think there's any use for introductions, Pawn. Right, on to the important things. The elimination this week. Unfortunately, just like last week, this elimination was not due to low magical candy, but due to a death. Magicaloid 44 has unfortunately died. Rather gruesomely, Pawn. But don't let that discourage you. Everyone should always do their best, Pawn. Oh, and a special thank you for Cranberry for always supplying the chat with BGM. Well, see you around, Pawn. God damn it, man. I love Fav. I love Alice. They make this perfect, creepy mixture to the series. Oh, God. I remember when I first saw Alice, I was terrified of her. But she's just so sweet and innocent, man. And then there's bitches like Magicaloid 44, who didn't really get enough time to shine. I mean, my God, with how coldly she tried to kill Alice. Just took off her head and then was calmly like, well, I might as well kill you two. It might make Calamity Mary even more happy. Fuck. That's terrifying right there. Alice is indestructible in her magical girl form. Yeah. The idea, man. The idea of everything you actually had to do to kill Alice. Everything that eventually she goes through. Oh, God. I can't wait to see that in the book especially. I want to hear it from her point of view. I want to know if she feels all of that shit as well. If that, like, mentally breaks her down. Arjun style. Oh, either way. Another great chapter. This was a short one. This was only 40 minutes. Not bad at all. But yeah, I think next week it will be a much longer one. If it's another 20-page one, I'll probably do 2 in a row from now on if it's 20 pages. It's just, I didn't want to do too long this time because obviously, at this point, it's already coming up to midnight UK time. And I don't want to keep people up too late. I know it's a pain for people that live even further east than that as well. And I'm just really sorry this one this week was about an hour and a half later than I would have normally liked. But thank you to everyone who did join me. Thank you to Sean. Thank you, Canavar. Thank you, Rurika. Thank you, everyone, especially Maverick Alpha, for both translating and doing that amazing piece of artwork. God damn, Alice looks fucking broken, man. There's really only one magical girl that could potentially win against Alice and MG. God. Just in general, I'm trying to think if somebody in Season 1 could have dealt with her. I'm wondering, this is one thing. That bag that you could have, if it's like the bags from Dungeons and Dragons, if you put someone in one of those bags, like, that's it. They cease to exist. They go to a 4th dimension that doesn't have enough air supply, they're gone. I'm wondering what would happen if somebody cut up Alice and stuck her into that bag that can hold everything. Does that count as a death because she's no longer in the dimension? That's all silly stuff anyway. Magical Girl isn't in this arc, unfortunately. So yeah. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. My girl Calamity Mary's starting to make moves. Magicaloid is done because fuck that bitch. Next week, I'm hoping, is it Peaky Angels time? Is it time for those idiots to try to attack my girls Nana in Winter Prison? Because I really hope so. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you show up next week as well. It'll be much earlier, and I'll actually set the event up much earlier. I was really late on this one. The Kotatsu really threw me off. But I will see you guys next time. Have a good week. Peace.